Hello, good morning, all of you listeners and my dear students. Today, for the first time, I am going to talk about some psychological principles that are a problem in teaching and learning and that are preventing students from reaching their levels of competency. And the topic is and what does school teach and how do children respond or how does their brain want to learn. So in our school system, and as all of us know, and we think that we are working according to the brain structure of our students, but it is quite different, and brain structure is totally different and its functions are different. And when we look at the problem, are we teaching according to natural principles of human brain, or are we moving in the right direction or wrong direction? I am going to talk about it in the coming lecture. Okay, students, let us discuss a few basic psychological principles of child's learning as well as teaching. And many surveys conducted in US and in India, and they indicate almost same results and no change in the results. Children lack fundamental knowledge, so that is a major problem. That is why even in America, and there is some there are some gaps observed in America. Children lack fundamental knowledge, basic knowledge. Even in standard schools in America, it is observed in the same manner. And why these gaps? And where are we going wrong? Where does mistake lie? And are our students wrong, or our teaching methods wrong? And the material we are teaching is wrong. See, whatever the material we are teaching is wrong. See, it is proved that we are working or teaching against the natural system of child's learning. And what is the base for child's learning? System in the human computer called brain. Then see some basic psychological principles behind the failure of our system. And it is why people lack basic knowledge both in India and America. And let us see some psychological principles, how they are and in what way they are responsible. And we are following some strategies that are against the basic principles of basic structure of human brain, children. And our curriculum has its own version of brain, and there is more stress, more importance is given to rote learning and no space for higher order thinking. So that is a major problem. What is higher order thinking skills? Comprehension, analysis, and inference. No such skills are being developed in children. Automatically they cannot become what we called autonomous learners. So that is why, coming to structure of human brain according to curriculum we are following in India, one part of brain is full of information from textbooks, and another large area is empty for information, and another large area is also empty for information, students. So that is why it means that there is empty space for brain to be filled with sustainable knowledge, that may be in the form of information, and whatever it is for waiting. Most of the space is empty to be filled with sustainable, usable, useful knowledge. So that is why students, you please remember, we should keep in mind while teaching. It means there is a mismatch between what we follow and what human brain follows. So there is a mismatch. That is why let us see mismatch in our strategies and in our teaching methods. There is a mismatch. Brain is working in one way and we are teaching in another way. How so effectively we teach, brain is not following. Brain's way of learning is totally different. So that is why students, and let us see the brain structure and school curriculum system, school teaching learning system. So brain is generally good at learning from real world context, and but whereas our system stresses more importance is given to abstract or textual knowledge. And at the same time, another important characteristic of human brain is every child has theoretical knowledge about his surroundings, maybe bio-life, maybe about physical things and some psychological relations. But school ignores previous knowledge of the child. So it is, what are we doing? We are replacing child's knowledge, children. So that is what we are doing. How long can we replace? When original knowledge, base knowledge is with the child. So that is one more difference, what brain wants to do and what we are doing. And another aspect we should touch upon is memory aspect. Without memory, learning is impossible, children. So memory is always for constructive learning and also interpretative. What is meant by constructive? Nirmanatmaka abhyasanam. And interpretive means vivaranatmaka వ్యాఖ్యానం చేయగల సామర్థ్యం కలిగినటువంటిది బ్రెయిన్. So that capacity our human brain has. And what does school stress in respect of memory? Simply reproduction of knowledge, reproduction of information rather. Material learned. How? Word for word. Such people are great in our point of view. We do not allow children to construct knowledge on their own based on previous knowledge, and we do not allow them to interpret what is to be done, what is to be interpreted on the information they receive in the school. And one more aspect of human brain is, in respect of learning, emotions play an important role in learning and teaching and learning process. They are inseparable. So what does school do? School ignores, neglects, complete emotional side of learning. So these are the problems. We have not paid interest, we have not shown interest. What are those? Memory, emotions, and previous knowledge of the child. And what is brain good at? Brain is good at learning from real world context, children. So that is why, what should we do? See, it is suggested, some psychologists suggested that let the children, keep the children alone and let him learn whatever he likes. So that is why this is and one of the methods we need to keep in mind. So that is why, see, why did such people suggest such revolutionary methods? Keeping the child alone, let him learn whatever he wants to do. They keep in mind hectic schedule, busy schedule, suffocating schedule, ఊపిరాడనంత schedule that child has at school. There is no scope for reflections, and there is no scope for higher order skills. Always pressure, no pleasure, no leisure. So that is why. And how long a balloon can bear high pressure? It bursts. So is the child, and child go to the extent of ending his valuable life. See, our methods are in one way or some other way responsible for such a sort of such problems we are observing in school system now. Coming back to the students, we should not let them learn on their own in respect of learning. See, brain is not prepared to learn without guidance. There are so many aspects in it, and it means it would be an unguided instruction. That is wrong. That is why human brain cannot learn things like algebra, periodic table without guidance. So there is every need for creative, imaginative instruction to develop higher order skills in students. So that is why using some human skills, psychological principles like memory and learning, intelligence, child development, we can become good teachers. We need not be pessimistic. Let us be optimistic. Let us develop basic psychological principles to become a model teacher. Students, please keep in mind, remember that learning is not a collection of information but construction of knowledge. Okay, students, I invite your views and comments on what I did for the first time on psychology. Thank you. Thanks a lot.